Hey folks, alright, so I'm going to be starting a new series. We've kind of covered most of our basic needs. I hope it's mostly common sense for you with that other series. It should be. You do it every day. They're your basic needs to keep you alive. We're going to be moving into more of a different direction now. We're going to be going into a Bushcraft DIY direction. We're going to start by making a Haversack. Now, what is a Haversack? A Haversack is just a bag that you use to carry your food, possibilities, options on the trail while you're moving. The word actually comes from, I believe it's German or Polish. Haver is the word for oat. And sack just means bag, so oat sack, oat bag. It was used to feed horses and soldiers during times of war. So it was used to carry all kinds of things by soldiers because, you know, soldiers figure out weird things to do with weird things. So it was used to carry mostly food, okay? But in today's bushcraft, it's used for a lot of different things. And you use it basically as a possibilities pouch for when you're on the trail or on the move. I tend to use it to carry food when I'm in the woods because it makes it real easy to tie off and then hang it up in a tree away from critters getting into it and eating it. The previous ones I've had have made out of old backpacks and messenger bags, and they're giant pain with this bag already around to have another backpack to worry about. And a haversack is usually pretty lightweight and made for being outside. So, and it's a great option to have instead of carrying this big bag around through the woods. Having a light bag that I can put some options in to take care of myself while I'm away from camp. Collecting firewood, collecting tinder, collecting wild edibles, things I would find, natural resources that I'm looking for when I'm out in the woods. A haversack makes an easy option to find those things and carry them back to camp in much greater quantity than I can just carry them in my arms. So, that's what I use it for. It's what I've seen other people use it for. So, now, why would I want to make one? One, because if you've ever done a quick Google search, I'll put some links in the description if you want to just buy one. But they tend to be a lot more expensive than you can just buy the fabric for in a little bit of time in the evening. It's cheaper to make your own. And it's honestly not that hard. And sewing is a good life skill to have, being able to make your own clothing and bags and that kind of stuff. It's a good life skill to have. I'm not great at it. We're going to see that in the future. I'm not great at sewing. I am not a seamstress professionally, so this is going to be a good time. But the other option that building one gives you is it makes it very personal to what you need. What I need is a very light bag that allows me to have possibilities out away from camp and that I can put my food in and hang up in a tree. That's all I need it to do. I want it lightweight because this thing's already heavy enough, and I don't need a lot of things when I'm out away from camp. I don't go that far away from camp. So customizable when you make your own. The other thing is you can make it out of the materials you have at hand. Okay? Haversacks are traditionally made out of a waxed canvas or an oilcloth. or even sometimes leather. But leather adds to the weight. Waxed canvas is heavy. Oilcloth is heavy. But you can make a haversack out of whatever you have available. This one, the first attempt ever in my life, was a canvas painter's drop cloth in its previous life. And in its future life, it will be a toy for the tot. I'm sorry. Once again, as you can see from this, I don't know how well you can see that. I am not a seamstress. That does not look great. But our other one's going to look better because I'm going to be able to take my time with it and figure it out. Let's see. Alright. So, make your haversack out of whatever material you want. I'm going to be using the rest of that painter's drop cloth. Probably not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And then we're going to start by showing you guys the layout, how I lay out my haversack on the drop cloth, how I cut it out, because I don't need to cut all of the panels. You can cut some of them in a way that if you fold them, you only have to stitch 2 sides instead of all 3. And we're going to talk about layout, how to fold your haversack so that when you stitch it, you don't end up with weird panels hanging out like this one. This is the front of the haversack, and that is the top of my edge for the flap that covers the pocket. If you fold it right, you don't have that. That is on the inside where nobody sees it. I didn't do that. Failure on my part. So we're going to avoid doing that again. Then we're going to sew it all together. And once it's stitched all together, we're going to dye it and make it the nice natural brown color, not this tan color, so it doesn't look so much like a painter's drop cloth. Then we're going to embroider it after it's been dyed. I'm thinking about putting something over the flap, making it look nice. And then we're going to waterproof it with some wax. And we're going to make it a waxed canvas haversack. And keep it very lightweight and make it work for us. So, join us on this trip. We're going to get started with that. See you guys in the next video with the layout. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out those links in the bio. I will be linking all the materials that I am using to Amazon links. They might not be exactly the same material that I'm using, but there'll be options for you to use. So use those links down in the description. Shoot me a comment on how you think this is going to go. Total disaster or raging success. Let's hope for raging success. I'm somewhere in the middle. So, comment, like, subscribe. Use those links down below. And I will see you guys in the next video with the layout.